It's back to the sewing machine again. Today I'm going to show you how to make a nice coat like this one. This is a Viking or Rus style coat made from wool. It got fox fur trim and a linen inlay, so it's quite fancy. If that interests you, stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how to make this.
Start with making measurements. I will explain tools and materials as they come up, so you need measuring tape for this. Measure the circumference of your neck. Notice I'm wearing my padded tunic. Circumference of your breast. I'm wearing it because I want to be able to wear the coat over my armor. Waist and hip. Circumference of the upper arm, and also the length of the upper arm, and I want the coat to have shorter sleeves than my chainmail, so you can see that I'm wearing chainmail underneath. Finally, the length of the coat. Again, a bit shorter than my chainmail. This is the template I made with these measurements. You can stop the video right here and look at it in detail. And this is basically the template for the back side. Front side is the same as the back side, but you cut across diagonally, which is indicated by the dotted line you can see going all over the piece. And the sleeves are just the little rectangle in the bottom right corner. And basically you want to make everything a bit bigger than you measured, about 10% bigger, and then give about 2 centimeters more for seams. If you want to wash it, give 4% more, so you can. Now it's time to draw a template on this template paper, and I'm using a pen, measuring tape, and these Taylor's triangle to get it on the paper. After that, I cut it out with my trusted break knife. And this gives us our template. Now this is some coat wool. This is like 70% wool and 30% polyester. I got it for a reasonably price off eBay, and it's soft to the touch and quite warm. Not the warmest wool by any imagination, but for this application it's more than enough. So I put the cloth flat on the table, and I'm using Taylor's chalk to transfer my template onto the cloth. Now I'm using a pair of Taylor's scissors to cut it all out. This gives me the back piece. And for the front piece I just have to go from the top, from the inner corner of the neck to the outer corner of the bottom. That gives me my front piece for this style of coat. So cut it out and do another one. And the small parts of this, the sleeves, I don't do a template for those. I just draw it, measure it directly onto the fabric. And cut it all out. I want these sleeves to mirror the curvature I put in the body template there on the body pieces. So I'm using this curve on my tailor's triangle. I folded it over so I get it absolutely symmetrical. Mark it with my tailor's chalk, cut it out, and you see how it will fit into the curvature. This is for the inner lining. This is 100% linen, heavy quality, and I got it from the same seller on eBay. And once again, I used my template to cut the exact same pieces out of it I did with the wool. Now we begin sewing it together. First, I'm going to sew the two front pieces to the back piece, just at the top there. Just do that one small top seam. And that one as well. There's my trusted old sewing machine. Nothing special really. And I'm using polyester yarn that is the same color as the fabric. First I'm going over it with straight stitch, and I go back and forth at the beginning and the end of the stitch so it won't come undone. And then I go all the way back again to make a double stitch and make it stronger. Then I put the machine into a zigzag pattern and zigzag along the edge. That will keep the fabric from unraveling. Go back and forth a bit at the end, and this gives us our first seam. Now I sew the sleeves onto the body, and you have to make sure that all the seams will be on the same side when you pull the sleeves outward. So right now the seam where the front and back are connected is at the top, and I folded the sleeve piece so I can get it symmetrical, get it in the middle. Now that I fold it out, see that all the stitches on the same side. Now it's time to sew the sides together all the way from the sleeve to the bottom of the coat. First I have to trim off these corners that are left on the body because the sleeves aren't as big as I've estimated them to be. No biggie, just trim it off on both sides so you can sew it together. And it will be fine. Now sew both sides together. So front, back are sewed together, the sleeves are on, and I'm trimming off this excess material it's not really a work of precision, and I'm doing tailor's work. Now every corner of the coat where you don't have a seam, you want to fold over twice and sew down to keep it from unraveling. And just fold it over twice. And then fix that with just a simple straight stitch. Again, going back and forth at the beginning of the stitch to keep it from unraveling. And make sure you're folding this onto the inside of the coat where all your stitches are. So it looks nice and flush from the outside. Now it's high time to try this on if it actually fits. I was pretty sure it would fit. I wouldn't sew it together at all. If you're unsure, just pin it together with a few clothespins and safety pins and try it on. But I was so sure of myself, I sewn it all together. And this is what happens if you're not really careful. There's the inner lining, and I've made a mess of my stitches. They are all over the place, inside and outside. And of course they're sewn together properly, so it's hard to get the stitches undone. But that is just the inner lining. Said, doesn't matter. When I wear it, it won't be visible, so I'm just rolling with it. And I will sew the inner lining on the inside of the outer wool layer. We'll just sew it on at the edges like that. Just put it inside of the fold you did on the edge of the coat. You could also sew it in first and then fold it over twice, but then it might become a bit too thick because you have more layers of fabric and it might become too thick to sew together with your machine. If you don't want your stitches to be visible on the inner lining, you could go on and use different color yarn on the upper and under spools of your sewing machine. Now for the finishing touches, I got this fox fure strip, and I'm cutting it in half, the whole length, because it's too thick what I want to have. Of course also use wheel fure if you have it. Just cut it into strips of whatever width you want to have, and sew it on to the edges of the code, like I'm doing this for skewer. But I found this is a bit easier to work with, just because it already is in these long strips. I'm sewing this on with the machine, still using the same color of yarn, not really worried that the stitches will be visible under all that fur, under all that hairs. And what I'm doing here, I'm brushing the hairs to the side so I can sew on the edge of the strip. And for the top piece of the neck, there's too much curvature to just sew the strip on there in one piece. So I'm doing an extra piece that I can sew on there at an angle. And this way I won't have much trouble with the curvature of the fabric. But I didn't sew it on perfectly, so there's a little gap here. So if you do this, you may want to overlap this a bit so you don't have a gap. This finishes the coat. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please leave a like down below, let me know in the comments, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and goodbye.